Today, we'll be taking you on a tour of a new addition to our management portfolio, and this is a midterm rental property in La Quinta, California.
In addition to property management and hosting, design and setup are a big component of our business.
Most of the time when we're doing a setup, we're starting from scratch with an empty house. But in this case, the homeowners had already started the process and had already purchased a lot of the big furniture items and set those up at the house themselves before bringing us in to finish the details.
They already had a big part of the setup complete, and then they had a vision for how they wanted the rest of the design to go. Our job was to understand that vision and then execute on the plan.
So today we'll be going room by room and showing you the before and after for each part of the house so that you can see how much a room can be transformed by just a few tweaks and details.
And if you stick through to the end, we'll be sharing the cost breakdown for all of these updates, as well as an income projection for this house as a midterm rental.
Let's do a house tour. Yeah!
So as you're walking into this house, this home has an open concept, modern looking great room with really high ceilings and views of the pool area and also the surrounding mountains.
The homeowners had set the tone for this design, and then we came in with some finishing touches.
They had purchased the leather sofa, the coffee table, and the 2 leather reclining chairs.
They also purchased the buffet cabinet and the console table in the entryway.
One of the most common mistakes that we see in a living room at a midterm or a short-term rental is not providing enough seating for the max occupancy of the house.
We proposed adding 2 more chairs to help balance things out and add additional seating for up to 6 people.
We also thought that the coffee table was looking a little bit lonely by itself there in the middle of the furniture, so we found a second one in a similar style but a slightly taller height. So we were able to nest those 2 together and better fit the scale of the room.
Decor in this room is intentionally minimal. The homeowners had purchased the rug. We purchased the items on the coffee table and then baskets for either side of the fireplace. One of the reasons for that was because the internet equipment was on one side of the fireplace and we stashed it in this basket.
That's a good trick if you're ever looking to hide sort of bulky internet items. Just cut a little hole in the back of the basket and slide the wires through, and then they're out of sight.
Very clever.
We added a bit of wall decor. There's 2 pieces stacked over the entryway table and then a larger scale wall hanging over the buffet table.
And as a side note, if you are interested in viewing or purchasing any of the items that we are showing in today's video, we have created a sort of shop the room blog post that you can check out in the description box below.
Moving on to the dining area, everything here, including the dining table, the chairs, and the bench, were purchased by the owners.
As were the bar stools at the kitchen island. And that kitchen island has one of our favorite features that the homeowners DIY'd. They added this wood look tile to the face of it, and it looks really nice.
We did make a few cosmetic changes to the kitchen, and the most noticeable are changing the cabinet handles as well as changing out the lighting above the bar.
The homeowners really liked the warmth of brass and thought that it would work well with this organic modern vibe that they envisioned for the house. So they were starting to add brass details in throughout the house. I'm a brass fan as well, especially an aged brass, but we were finding that it was competing with all of the chrome in the house.
Yeah, there were a lot of chrome details here, or stainless steel, things like the appliances, door hinges and knobs, shower fixtures, ceiling fans. It was a long list.
We've done mixed metals before, but in this house, it felt like the black and the brass and the chrome were all just sort of competing with each other. So we made the suggestion to switch out these brass details for black.
They were on board with the black cabinet pulls, and they also wanted to tone down the amount of chrome in this room, which is why we swapped the pendant lights, and then we also swapped the faucet to a black one.
The other big change in the kitchen is what's inside of those cabinets. So the homeowners had done a good job of stocking up all the essentials, but we took the kitchen from well-stocked to fully equipped.
We think that having a fully equipped kitchen in a short-term rental is very important, and it becomes even more important at a midterm rental when people are staying 30, 60, 90 days.
We're not going to go into every item that we purchased in the kitchen, but you can access our free sample inventory by going to the link in the description below or arrivals.com/inventory. And this list has everything that we put in short-term rentals, including links to specific items that we have tried and tested ourselves.
One example of things that we added were outdoor dinnerware and serveware. Part of the updates to this house included an update to the patio, which we'll get to in a minute.
And for properties with an outdoor dining area, we always like to include outdoor dinnerware. So we are typically looking for a melamine option that is dishwasher safe, and we found this nice set from Home Depot online. Actually, one of our clients sent us a link to this because it was on sale, so thank you, Carla.
That's a good deal.
We also make sure that a guest could prepare any meal here if they wanted to, and so the owners already had a good set of pots and pans, but we rounded it out with bakeware, cutting boards, and some kitchen utensils.
Part of our standard setup is also kitchen organization, so I also spend a few hours on site planning and organizing and labeling all of the interiors of the kitchen cabinets and drawers.
Moving on to the bedrooms, all of them already had rugs, mattresses, sheets, and duvets, and in the primary room they also added this floor lamp and a bench.
So our proposal included nightstands on either side of the bed, as well as plug-in wall sconces above each nightstand. We also added charging ports on each nightstand and a white noise machine, which are items that we like to include in all of our rental properties.
We also added mattress and pillow protectors, as well as a second set of sleeping pillows. The owners had a nice set of plush pillows, so we picked out a medium firmness memory foam pillow to give people choice.
The linens that the homeowners had purchased for the property were nice, and we actually went back to them later in the installation and said these are probably too nice to have in a rental property. Sheets, especially pillowcases, tend to need to be, at least in our experience, replaced more often in midterm rentals than in short-term rentals. Our assumption is that the short-term rental linens are being washed multiple times per week, and these ones are not.
The problem we usually see in midterm rentals is sweat stains, which is kind of gross, but I guess it suggests that people just aren't washing their sheets that often. We didn't want to see these nice sheets and expensive sheets get ruined, so we suggested the owner take them home or stash them away in the supply closet to use while they were at the house.
And then we went and purchased our go-to sheets and similar looking duvet covers. 2 sets of everything with spare pillowcases, and I think the total cost was less than like 1 set of the sheets. A little more affordable.
Egyptian cotton. Very generous thread count.
We also purchased a few decor items for this bedroom. That included some wall art and a couple small accent pieces.
The shelves were kind of a pain. We had planned to use them as shelves, but they are bent wood, and so they never, no matter how hard we tried, looked level. Especially when you had something sitting on it, it just accentuated the fact that they weren't level.
You'd level one piece, but then the bent part of the other side of the shelf would be angled, and it just looked crooked all the time.
Still crooked.
Instead of shelves, we kind of changed the intention of what they were going to be, and they became a sort of dimensional wall art instead. And I think they turned out nice.
The other 2 bedrooms also had rugs, bed frames, and mattresses. So similar to the primary, we replaced the linens, added mattress and pillow protectors, and set them up like you see.
We also added nightstands to both bedrooms, and again, some plug-in wall sconces. We like to use these plug-in wall sconces. You don't have the labor of having to hardwire things, and they look nice, but they're also a great option for smaller bedrooms where you don't have the space for a large nightstand, and then you don't have to have a big lamp taking up prime real estate on your small nightstand.
Then we added TVs to both bedrooms, and we always go for TVs with a built-in Roku interface. In this case, these are from Hisense, which we bought at Walmart, and for a 58-inch TV and a mount, it's about $350 each. One point, don't get upsold on fancy TV mounts. Our go-to, which is in the sample inventory, is less than $30.
All of the bedroom closets already had hangers, but we added luggage stands, and in one of the bedroom closets we'll also be storing all of the baby gear, which were new purchases for the house.
This is one of the items the homeowners were unsure about at first, but we explained to them in this market there probably won't be a family renting the house, but likely an older couple might have kids or grandkids visiting them.
In our market, we see a lot of snowbirds renting properties, which is sort of a name for retired couples who come and visit the area escaping colder climates. So we'll often just get 2 people renting, even a 2 or 3 bedroom house, but they'll often have family come down to visit at some point during their stay. And if $300 in baby gear can help secure just 1 booking at the house, like ever, then it's paid for itself 30 times.
Decor in both of the guest bedrooms was kept very minimal, some faux plants, full-length mirrors, and some wall art.
The wall hanging in one of the bedrooms was actually purchased by the homeowners, but we found the bar and the hanging straps on Amazon. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, we found out yesterday that the wall art for the other bedroom is on back order, so we're probably just gonna end up canceling that.
In the bathrooms, we swapped the brass cabinet poles for black, just like in the kitchen. And then the owners asked to swap the chrome faucets for black, which we did, as well as the lighting.
Funny story about the lighting. Our 6-year-old son actually picked those out. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through options and he was sitting next to me and he's like, wait, scroll up. And so I scrolled up. He's like, those are really cool. He was very excited when the homeowners approved his choice.
There weren't too many other purchases for the bathrooms. We added some additional towels so we can set out 2 per person and also have a full set of spares.
And then also hair dryers, 1 per bathroom, and refillable shampoo bottle sets. We buy these in bulk and we make the labels ourselves on our Cricut machine.
That was pretty much it for inside, but then there was also a pretty big transformation outside.
This is a newer construction home, so it really didn't need a lot of updates. It was already very nice, but a few tweaks made it just more functional.
I walked the space with the homeowner and we made the decision together to swap out the rocks in between the concrete pads by the pool for turf, and then pour some additional concrete to give us space for chaise lounges and then an outdoor dining area.
We've helped facilitate a few different concrete and or turf projects for other clients over the past few years, so we knew just who to call and they got the job done in a couple days.
The turf brought some color to the area and it turned out really nice, and then the concrete pads added that functionality that we were looking for, and we think it all looks really good. One thing we still need to do is add a sunshade. That's going to go over the dining table.
That should be pretty simple to install and help with the warmer months of the year. We also bought a few sets of accent chairs and tables, and those were placed by the pool area and also outside of the primary bedroom.
So that's a good look at the before and after transformation for this house. Let's get a look into the costs.
The initial setup expenses for furniture in the house before we got there were not shared with us, but all of the purchases that we made on behalf of the owners totaled around $11,400, including taxes and shipping.
The biggest ticket items were the furniture, things like nightstands, the outdoor dining table, as well as the lighting and faucet updates.
And then there were the exterior patio updates, which were $4,150, including labor and materials.
We also charged a setup fee for our time and effort here, which included a design proposal and then full execution of the design proposal to turn this into a turnkey vacation rental. That was also including the electrical work for the lighting and the plumbing for the faucets and everything from start to finish.
Overall, we think this property is going to perform very well in the area, and we are expecting annual gross rents in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $70,000.
If you or someone you know is looking for a very nice midterm rental in the Palm Springs area, then send them this property because we'll leave a link to it in the description below.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.